we're going to start today with review problems. So we're going to switch into subtraction with borrowing, or some people call it renaming.
We did a mod thing.
And we will do the Mons thing, but we're going to close class with that. So I want to make sure I get the new stuff done. And then we'll check through the mapping too. Okay, so Kanan, why don't I start with you? What would you do first on this first problem on the left here? I'll call it, I should have numbered it, number 1 here.
Well, you have to find a common denominator.
Right, you have to find a common denominator.
Oh, I did 12.
12, right. Okay, so let's just assume maybe somebody might be rusty and they're not sure where the 12 came from. Remember, you could, if you don't have that as comfortably as Kanan does, just in your head, you could always use a division ladder and take a common factor out, like 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. 4 divided by 2 is 2. Since 3 and 2 only have 1 in common, you now can get your common denominator by multiplying 3 times 4, which is 12, or 2 times 6, which is 12. And that tells you your common denominator. It also tells you what you have to do to each one of these. You have to multiply the 6 by 2. So you multiply the numerator by 2 here. And that gives us 7 and 2/12. And then what about the one on the right, Kanan? What do I multiply by here? Right, because we know we have a 4 already, so we're going to times it by 3. Times it by 3, the numerator also, and we get 9/12. So we rewrite that as 4 and 9/12. So altogether we have 11 and 11/12. And 11/12 cannot be simplified, so that's your final answer. How'd we do on that one? Okay? All right, Marcos, can you start the next one for me? Right, can't simplify.
The only thing that goes into 6 and 5 is 1.
Right, perfect. The only thing that goes into 6 and 5 is 1. So that just tells you your common denominator is what? 30. Perfect. So that's right. You could always just do that in your head. Eventually you will always do it in your head. The reason I write it down is because some people still maybe don't see where that comes from. So as a teacher, I like to write it down so you can see what's going on in somebody's head. So he did that correctly. So we're going to multiply the 5 by 6 and the 3 by 6. And that gives us 4 and 18 over 30. And then over here, what did you multiply by, Marcos?
5.
By 5. Good. And so that gives us 5 and 25 over 30. So what's your next step? We are adding here. What happens next?
I added the whole numbers first.
Add the whole numbers. So 5 plus 4 is going to give us 9. Now what?
I know that like 5 and 25 30 is.
Uh-huh.
But we needed 5 more so I can get to the.
Oh. Okay. So that's a great idea. He knows, I like that. He says, I know from 25 30th I need 5 more to get to 30. So did you take 5 from the 18?
Yeah.
So you could do that. That'd be great. So that would make a whole, right? And then how much would be left from the 18? If you take away 5 here,
13.
you'd have 13 18ths. So you'd have a whole, and then you'd have 13 18ths. So that's one way to do it, which means you would have 10 and 13 18ths. That's great. maybe somebody else would have done 25 plus 30 first and gotten 55 30ths, and then done 30 goes into 55 once. Oh, wait a minute. What did I add wrong? Huh! I made a mistake. 25 plus what? 18. I lost my focus. 25 plus 18. And that would be 13.
43.
So we'd have 43 over 30. Right? And that would give us 1 whole and 13 left over. But I like your way better. It worked really nice for you. Then we'd add that 1 whole to the 9 to get to 10. Your way is really nice and simple. He's just figuring out how much more he needs to make this right here a whole. They both work. It's great. Okay. How many people do it the way Marcos did it? Anybody? How many people got the 43 30ths? Yeah. So maybe consider what he did. Kind of looks easy. It's an option. Haley, Harlan, you want to start the next one for me, please? Number 3.
Well, I start by adding like the 7 and 4.
You just, but it's subtraction. Did you do an add problem? So let's start it again with, when you have subtraction, you can't really do that. Actually, we'll learn a little bit more about that today, even though it worked on this problem. So can you start with showing me common denominators? What was your common denominator?
6.
Yeah. So that's one a lot of you are, I know, do in your head. You just need to multiply the numerator and the denominator here by what? 2, right? So even though you did addition, let's redo it with subtraction. So you have 7 and 5 6, and you're going to take away 4 and 4 6. So
You subtract 5 and 4 6 and you get 1 6.
right, when you subtract these, you get 1 6, and when you subtract these, you get 3, and that's your final answer. So that's just a quick little review. This is subtraction without borrowing. The next lesson we're going to do today is going to be a little more complicated. It's going to be subtraction with borrowing. But I'm going to save this as a review of fractions.